Listen to the show and peep what these dudes bring. If you didn't know, it's an orange and blue thing. Hope to win the championship and a few rings.
We're talking baseball.
It's an orange and blue thing. Walk off if the game's tied like shoestrings. It's a Mets podcast, orange and blue thing. Beat the other team with defense and a few swings. LFGM, it's an orange and blue thing.
What's up, Mets fans? Orange and Blue thing back at you another week. This is our 14th episode of the season, our 6th season running this little program as I jumble my words here. The Mets are 54-33, a game and a half up on the Braves, thanks to last night's victory. They're 28-15 at home and 26-18 on the road, which is always nice to see because good teams have to win both at home and on the road, and that's what they're doing right now. So what's up, Julia?
I am not out of breath. I know. Perfectly well rested. I was here 8 minutes early, and I am kind of ready to do this.
Kind of.
There's dog drama.
Dog drama as may happen from time to time in Julia's life, but I was live right before this little show we do each week on Instagram, and I was talking to the people while I was having my
talking shit.
Well, not really. I was just saying like, oh, Julia usually rolls in at like 12:29, which I kind of like because it adds to the show.
It's more exciting.
And I shit you not, each week, and there's no reason for me to lie about this. Each week I'm at a tailgate party, whether you're there or not, whatever. People talk to me like, hey, I've been enjoying the show. I like that it's you guys just like bullshitting and hanging out. Yeah, they like that kind of more because you can get your Mets talk from whoever.
Yeah.
You know, whether it's Mets Up or, you know, Joe DeMeo.
Which are all
with
great.
The Mets pod. Yeah, because they're doing like.
They also, I feel like they're a lot more qualified to talk about that.
Well, also,
than
it's
at least
like
I am.
They're like job, you know what I mean? Like they're doing it, you know, look at Mets Up. They just got picked up by the Mets, you know, like Joe DeMeo is doing his thing as a side hustle, which is still a side hustle.
Right.
And then he's like the official Mets pod on SNY. But like, we're just fucking around, you know, like we're doing our thing. So that's what I like. And I think that's why people tend to watch us and listen to us afterwards. So thank you for that. But
thank you.
Are you ready for this wedding this weekend?
Are you ready for this wedding this weekend?
Yeah, you want to know what's in my car right now?
I would love to.
My dress shirt to go get pressed. So I'm ready for Saturday.
You're getting pressed.
Of course.
Very exciting.
I don't know any guys that like iron their own dress shirt. I mean, I'm certainly capable of. I know how to iron.
I don't know anything about that. But no, so
you drop it off.
I bought my bridesmaid's dress for those of you following along for the past year. My best friend Katie, shout out to Katie and Chris, are getting married this Saturday, July 16th. It took Darren multiple months to remember what day it was going to be.
If you watch the show, I tried to plan like 3 other things.
Literally tried to plan several outings, which Katie, it was funny. Katie joked that you were going to do that, like not thinking you ever actually would. And then he did live on air.
Right.
So it's finally here. She got engaged November 2018, I believe. I believe it was 2018. Okay?
And then the world went to shit.
Well, a whole year went by before that, but their plan was always to get married in 2021. Then COVID pushed it back, and now here we are. So this is the end of like a literal almost 4-year-long engagement. So
I'm
it's a
so
long
jealous
time coming.
of women though, in general, for weddings. Like not for you, like because you have to wear like an actual like probably like fitted bridesmaid's dress.
That's what I was gonna say.
Women in general have it made in the fucking shit. You take forever. Number one, take forever to get ready. I'll be ready in like 4 minutes on Saturday. Yeah, put a little fucking product in the hair and put on my suit and I'm ready to go. You have it a summer wedding. Guys can definitely agree with this. Probably any wedding, not just summer.
Because it's hot. Because you have to wear
wearing
a
long sleeve dress shirt with a tie, an undershirt, and a suit.
Okay, but you're not wearing makeup that you're gonna melt off and look like a wet raccoon.
No offense to you or women in general. I don't like makeup. I think that you don't need it. I think that if you're a pretty woman or any woman or anyone that wants to wear, maybe woman or not woman who wants to wear makeup, you probably don't need it. Just be who you are. So
I love the self-care.
Yeah, you don't need it.
Portion of this show.
Me on Saturday, Zappa, Richie, Chris, who's getting married, we're going to be dying.
Okay, but they're doing the ceremony, I believe, inside. The reception is inside.
Crank up. I'm going to walk over that thermostat and fucking lower it to whatever the lowest possible number is.
Because Katie had the same concern with the summer wedding. She originally did not want her wedding to be in July, but it was the date that was available when she had to postpone. So
you think she could postpone it? It's gonna be too hot. It's gonna be too hot Saturday.
No,
Katie, postpone it.
cancel the show. I'm leaving. Stop it. But what I was going to say, I bought my bridesmaid's dress 3 years ago, so I had to make sure I still fit in it. And I went to go get it tailored. I tried it on. By the grace of God, it zipped, and then it was still very long. I hadn't had my shoes yet, so I got my shoes, and like I panic called the tailor because I completely forgot to do this. The wedding is Saturday.
Yeah,
I called them on Friday, and I was like, "Please, can you take me? Because it takes a few days." And they're like, "Okay, come in Sunday morning. We don't usually do Sundays, but we'll squeeze you in." I'm like, "Thank God." So I go to this person's house on Sunday morning, and I go there and I try it on with the shoes for the first time. It fits perfectly.
Perfect.
They were like, "We don't need to do
don't
anything to it. Why are you in my house on a Sunday morning?" I just gave them $20 and left. I felt so bad.
So if you had the over-under, last week was 22 minutes. Now we're at 6 minutes. So let's talk about the Mets for a second.
Okay.
Because last night was phenomenal. I was sitting there working on the edit from, if you haven't seen it yet, I put a little edit together with clips from that I shot from the outfield, and Jono and Drea were behind home plate during the Keith ceremony. The ceremony was awesome. But
I'm so jealous. I did get to catch it on TV.
It was great.
Back from the shower.
We'll get to the ceremony in a second, but I was working on the video last night, and I had my earphones in, and I was watching the game like on mute. So I guess Keith last night must have said on the broadcast that he left the ceremony early. Not the ceremony, but the game. Like that's a long day for him. Like
okay, so if Keith left the game early, that's okay.
Yeah,
it's fine.
Yeah. I mean, for Keith, of course, because like he had to go to work. He wasn't working that day. Like he did the ceremony. He was there early, whatever. He did his thing. And then he bounced because he had to go do the games in Atlanta.
Right.
So last night, I guess he was talking about that on the broadcast. I happened to miss it, unfortunately, because I was not listening. I was watching and editing. But the game last night, Max Scherzer proved why he's worth every freaking penny, because they had to go into Atlanta and win the series, or at least not get swept, because now they're a game and a half up. They play today. They play tomorrow. There's no way that they're leaving Atlanta in second place. Yes,
exactly.
So you had to do that because Starling Marte's out. McCann, who doesn't really, I mean, last week he did, but doesn't usually produce much at the plate. And then McNeil's out because, having a baby.
Congratulations, Chef McNeil.
Congratulations. I don't know if the baby's born yet, but
I don't think so.
He left on Sunday or whatever it is. So, the lineup is not what it could be. So if you're going to go into Atlanta, you got to at least win one. And Max took the ball last night and did what he had to do. So it was great to watch. So awesome. And like the unlikely suspect too, Luis Guillorme comes through.
Yeah. Like, and I don't know if you noticed, but like Luis Guillorme like bat flipped after that home run.
He did. He hit it.
Which was like, I also don't know if that was like an intentional bat flip, like fuck the Braves, or like he doesn't wear batting gloves.
I think it is new.
But he also doesn't wear batting gloves. So a home run swing probably hurts so bad. He was probably just like,
Yeah.
You don't know. But great for him. What was that? His
second of the season.
Yeah,
and what better time, because Max had just came out of the game, and if you probably saw the clip, he was standing at the top stuff. Pitchers typically don't leave the dugout until they see what happens after they're pulled or whatever. So or at least like the next inning, because the Mets came up to bat after that. So Guillorme hits the home run. Max is like pacing like a fucking man. He's nuts. Yeah. He's absolutely nuts.
He's
and
psychotic.
I love that he's on our team, because when a guy like that's not on your team, you can appreciate it and respect. You'd be like, wow, what a gamer. Like, what an athlete, And then when he's on your team, like, wow, like he's ours.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So anyway, Guillorme hits the home run. Lindor like kind of grabs his back and was like, let's go. It was just great. It was a great moment, great win. Let's hope that Peterson can come through tonight. And then tomorrow they got Bassett and Morton on the mound for the early game. I think it's like noon or something tomorrow.
Over the weekday day games.
I don't mind it. Friday is it's our gambling day. So I don't know if you're going to put some bets in. We'll see if I even want to take one of your bets after what you might do tonight. But
enough.
Friday, Mets, Cubs in Wrigley, day game. Friday games in Chicago are so fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like an event. People bang out of work. They like turn it up early. By 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, the game's over.
That's
You're
like a regular thing there, right? Like day games.
Yeah. Well, they didn't have lights until like the 80s. So games were always during the day.
Yeah.
I remember, I think the Mets played like the first ever night game at Wrigley. I don't know what year it was, but whenever it happened to be, I think the first ever game was Cubs Mets in Wrigley under the lights. But did you happen to see this afterwards? Well, number one, let me pull up this little stat, because this is absolutely unbelievable. How anyone ever, I take it back.
No, you can't say that.
I can't say how anyone ever didn't believe that this was going to be the man.
Because there was a time where it did not.
There was a time where he would come in and give up a home run. You're like, here we go again.
Well, honest to God, Rob Manfred is not seeing heaven for what he did to his and several other careers with the fucking juiced balls.
Right.
I mean, granted, probably helped Pete Alonso out,
Yeah,
probably helped out a lot of
absolutely.
hitters, but like poor Edwin Diaz was just a victim of juiced balls.
Right. Well, maybe. Because
Most likely.
Well, not every pitcher was giving up home runs, day after day,
of course,
but whatever.
It didn't help.
Stella got his groove back, whatever it is. Edwin got his groove back. Wasn't that a movie? How Stella got a groove back?
Do you think I know the answer to that question?
I think it is a movie. How Stella got her groove back.
Fact checkers let us know.
But look at this.
I know.
Did you see this?
I heard them say
Unbelievable
last
stat.
night.
So Diaz has faced 142 batters this season and struck out 73 of
That's
them.
nuts.
Like how it's gotta feel so awesome to be an athlete of any sport or anything that you're just good at to know that you're the man.
And especially like I feel like once you get that far into it where now it's like half the batters that you face have struck out, like I feel like you almost become even better now. Like the confidence of knowing that that's a real stat that's out in the universe, that you know it, the hitters know it.
Yeah.
Like it has to be like a mental advantage of
Absolutely.
some sort.
Well, anything is like we talk about it all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if I've talked with you about it or in general with like PMA, like positive mental attitude, like anything that you're positive about and you go into any situation with a positive mindset, you're probably going to succeed or give yourself the best chance to.
Right.
If you go into anything, whether it's a job interview or fucking throwing a baseball or racing a dirt bike or whatever, trying to own your own business or whatever, if you go in like, oh, I'm not going to be good at this, you're probably not going to be good at that. So for him to go out there and be like, I'm the fucking man. I'm going to strike out the side on 11 pitches last night. And it's incredible. As a fan, it's like unbelievable to watch.
I know. And I don't know if you could really mark it as a turning point because truly I don't know off the top of my hand what his stats were before this. But I really feel like to me, the turning point with Edwin Diaz this season was finishing the no-hitter because he was so electric. And that was the first time really as a Met that he's pitched, or I don't even know ever, but as a Met, definitely where like he needed, like it was an important game that he needed to just go in there and be dominant. And he was, and it feels like he really has not looked back since
So
then.
did you happen to see this after the game?
Yes, I did. I was watching the game with others and I pointed this out. Nobody else had noticed it.
So if you're watching and if you're listening, you maybe haven't seen it yet, but if you're watching and maybe missed this, after the game, Diaz like zipped his lip and pointed towards the Braves. I asked Twitter a little while ago, like, who is he pointing at?
Yeah, because he was also laughing right after he did it. So I didn't know if it was playful or like.
Well, I asked the internet, and why not? Because the internet, always knows everything.
They know
right?
everything.
So, what were the answers here? This is who was Diaz telling to zip the lip? And a lot of people were saying it was probably either Eddie Rosario or because they played a lot in Puerto Rico together, or Cano because he played like his whole career with Cano.
Right.
Now Cano's a Brave out of nowhere.
Crazy.
So, and I don't know if you were, but everyone was kind of waiting for, not everyone, but a lot of people that I'm friends with or in group chats or whatever would be like, Cano's going to have our number tonight. He's going to be the one that is going to be the thorn on our fucking side.
Right.
And, he wasn't, thankfully. He got a couple hits, I think, but like he didn't, hit a home run off Max Scherzer.
Nothing substantial happened.
Who he did actually when he was a Met.
I remember that. That was like his first game as a Met. That was opening day.
Yeah. So, got away with the win last night, thankfully. We hit some bets last night, not you, but me and some friends hit some bets last night.
I didn't lose bet last night. I didn't place a bet.
Right, you didn't place one, but I mean, the day is young, so we'll see what Julia comes up with for tonight. Peterson on the mound. She said this last week.
Yes.
She's always going to pick the Mets to win no matter what. So
that will always be included in the bet.
But
no, I won't leave it out.
Let me let you know. It doesn't have. You don't have to.
I don't care.
Like I bet the other night, Dom Smith plus 2 bases, and that was the entire bet.
But me not
you don't have
doing
to
that,
bet like everything.
Me not doing that implies that I don't believe the Mets will win. And PMA.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
But you don't PM bank account too, because like. You don't have to.
Maybe when it's my own money, I'll start.
It's like $3. Like you're right. Like I only put down a couple bucks for you, like each week. But like,
no, it's monopoly money to me. It's Darren's money. So like, yeah, Mets win.
But if you're on the fence, like it's okay to just pick a couple things that.
Can I be honest though? Genuinely, I have never felt on the fence with this team. Like they've never gone into a game where I'm like, oh, they're probably not going to win this game. Like
right.
never.
Right.
Even when there's like a dominant pitcher on the mound for the other
team.
They're
playing
like,
in the best ever was the text between you and I when they're in Houston and you're like, they're not the favorite. I'm like, they're in Houston.
I
Houston's
didn't know
awesome.
that they hadn't won in Houston. Even then, even though they're a good team, if I had known that they had not won in Houston since 2011, I probably would have tweaked that one a little bit, but whatever.
Okay. So this is old news now, but I want to talk about it because Bassett came back from the COVID IL last week. This is old news because it's been a week almost already. his comments afterwards with the beat couldn't have been more
Just so
off base. How stupid.
Like,
So
it's regardless of how you feel about anything.
I'm sure we know many
he
people who feel the same way and would say the same things as Bassett, but you don't say it to Mike Puma.
But not even that.
Before a game.
Everything he said contradicted himself.
Exactly.
Like,
he was talking in circles.
It didn't make sense. And for those of you who don't know, basically, Chris Bassett had COVID. And this is how the story goes. He felt fatigued. He was like, I felt significantly more tired than I do. So I self-tested and I tested positive. So I self-reported. He's like, I have a daughter at home that I want to protect. I want to protect my teammates. So and I quarantined. And having said that, then he goes on this whole rant of like, I never had any symptoms. It was so stupid that I had to be out for a week, and I'll probably never report again if I test positive.
It's like, if I test positive, I won't tell anybody.
I'm not going to tell anyone.
Continue going about my day. So it's like, you could feel like
it's not the symptoms that makes you a danger to other people. Do we still 3 years in not comprehend this?
My whole thing with that scenario, because I did like comment on it on the 7 Lines account. I wrote like, if you wanted to just say like, fuck everyone, I don't care. That's your prerogative. And people can be like, you're a dickhead for it.
Right.
But to say, I want to keep my daughter and teammates safe.
That's the bonkers part of the whole thing.
Next time, I'm not going to tell anybody.
Next time, I'm not going to care.
So that means you don't care about your teammates and your daughter? So it was very strange.
Just very strange.
So and
again, not for nothing, like Carlos Carrasco, who is a pitcher on his pitching staff, on his team, is a cancer survivor. Like, you have immunocompromised people. So he did the right thing, and credit to him for doing that.
It was just very strange.
But to then come out and say the rest of my career, I'll never do that again. I'm like, you know what? If that's how you feel, and I understand as a competitor and just anyone who's employed,
just frustration.
And I get it. They had a bad week that week too. And I'm sure he felt like responsible. I wasn't able to, whatever. And I get it. And if to yourself, you're thinking, next time, if I don't feel sick, I'm just not going to say anything. Fine. Not that I think that's fine, but whatever. But you don't go out and say that to the media, the New York media, but whatever.
So let's highlight something here, because each week first of all, let's highlight some people and, shout out where you're watching from, because they happen to just people do it anyway.
I love it. They will just rapid fire their towns.
But if we don't ask, they'll do it. I'm watching from the car. I'm watching from the fucking toilet. Like wherever, watching from wherever. So, shit, look, Bacon and Eggs is watching. Is that your guy?
No, that is hot
Fig
cheese on hot ham and sweaty cheese on a fig Newton.
Okay, so that's not him. So let us know where you're watching from. But I want to give a quick shout out to last week's winner, or one of the recent winners, because each week we give away stuff from our beer sponsor, Coney Island Brewing Company, out in obviously Coney Island. So Chris Ferraro, look at this prize package. This is what you win. Mm-hmm. Well, not always, because it depends on what we have in stock at the time, but this is what you could win, depending on what we have in stock at the current moment from Coney Island. So they have the official deal with the Mets. They're one of the beer partners right now at Citi Field. So if you're looking at the screen right now, this is one of the shirts. Coney Island 07. I'm just guessing. I should probably know this, but I think that was the first year of their brewery.
I would assume, because it wasn't a good year for the Mets.
And also there's a little what do you call this thing before a number?
An apostrophe?
Is it?
Well, that's what it is in normal terms.
All right, so I guess apostrophe. Bottle opener, koozie, pint glass, bunch of stickers. So we hook you up each week, and all you have to do to get in the running for any of this stuff is to simply share the show on your wall if you're watching on Facebook.
Post it on your wall.
Post it on your wall. If you're watching on Twitter, just hit the little retweet button, and that's how you're put in the running to win the free stuff each week. So should we get into it now, the winners?
Let's do it.
This week,
We've been
which
doing
I already contacted.
Wow.
Which I know you're very proud of me on that.
What's that, like 3 or 4 weeks in a row?
Yeah. You know what? Because I have to kind of do that, because otherwise I forget.
Yeah, I understand.
And then people get mad.
I understand.
There's that little
there
noise. Postpone. So we're going to get to this week's winners right now. And this is not rigged, I promise, but I did scroll through randomly. And on Twitter, the winner is Lucho.
Yay, Lucho!
Which I want to ask you, how do you pronounce his Twitter handle? Is it Suicidio? I don't know how to say it, but I know it's Lucho. Whenever I see that, I know it's Lucho.
I don't know.
So Lucho is the winner on Twitter, and on Facebook it is Dan Ryan. I contacted both of them. We're going to send out stuff their way.
Congratulations.
I can look up Lucho's address, but Dan Ryan, get back to me, and I will get you your prize package. So Brian Woodward is watching from Richmond, Virginia. Which I've been to a couple times. I like it. Utica, New York. Bacon and Eggs is from Kansas.
Love that.
Maybe he's lying, because I don't know. But,
so that's in all caps.
If you're watching from Kansas.
Bacon and Eggs, Kansas.
Seamus in Wantagh checking in. Joe Alonso. What's up, Joe? He's watching in Tampa while in a meeting.
Wow.
which is
Dedication.
great. So yeah, fuck the meeting. Just watch the Orange and Blue thing. We got Tom watching from Louisville, Kentucky. Also a great place. I've been there a bunch of times. There's a skate park there. Also a national track. I used to go to Louis. What a random place. I'd go to Louisville, Kentucky every summer.
Okay.
Of all places. And during Christmas, I go to Columbus, Ohio.
Never been to either.
And one more. We got Jay Hart watching from Cape May, New Jersey. Yeah, one more. Fuck it. Michael watching from Farmingdale. So thank you guys for checking in each week. We appreciate that. So what were you doing on Saturday that you couldn't go to this Keith ceremony?
My future sister-in-law's bridal shower. It's my brother's fiance, and I've also known her since I was like 5 years old. We played soccer together.
This is absurd. I'm sorry. It's not a laughing matter.
To miss Keith's ceremony? Come
Please, I don't regret it. It was a beautiful day.
Bridal shower, you said?
Yes.
You think this marriage is going to last?
Yes,
okay.
I do.
So it's worth
it was worth the investment. I am.
Okay.
And her whole family are huge Mets fans. And literally, I'm not even kidding. When I got back to my house, all the family came back to my house afterwards. And literally everyone is sitting in front of the TV watching. We all got there in time to watch his speech and everything.
Yeah.
And everyone was just watching it.
So game was at 4. The Mets told everyone listen.
I heard it was a madhouse.
If you missed the ceremony, that is your fault.
Yeah.
100% your fault. I mean, unless you had something crazy going on where you couldn't leave early, whatever.
Right.
If you were doing nothing Saturday morning, be like, oh, I'm going to go to the game, leave at 1.
Yeah.
And you fucked up, that's your fault.
Yeah.
So we left at 10 a.m. I picked up Amanda. We parked at the lot, went over to the marina. When I got there, the parking lot, they weren't opening the lots till 1:10. So people who were like, all right, we're going to beat the rush and get there early. The line to get into the parking lot was
So
not our lot.
Cars.
Marina lot was
the
open
main lot.
because Marina
Why
lot.
would they do that? Why
Damn,
wouldn't
I'm letting out all the secrets, but Marina lot doesn't really open at a certain time because people use that for the marina. They like launch their jet skis
But why on earth that day wouldn't they open the lot
I think it had something
early?
to do with the police. I think like the police also have to be in conjunction with like the Met staff, and I don't think the police started till 1. I don't know. That's what I heard. Don't quote me on that. It could be wrong.
Traffic.
It was insane.
I feel like that would cause accidents. It's just a
people
line.
People were just like hanging out outside their cars. They parked their cars and they were just like set up
Like,
their folding chairs
on the parkway.
No.
Or just down like the what
at
street
Shea
is that?
Road.
Yeah.
I think that's called Shea Road. I don't know what they call it.
So they got off the exit and then just that.
It was nuts. So we get into the marina. I put on my mustache at 11 a.m. I wiped off, made sure I was nice and dry.
Yes.
Put on my stash, and I kept that stash on for 8 hours. And I was.
What did your face look like when you took it off?
I was hoping I was going to have a mustache outline for the wedding this weekend.
Oh my God.
I wanted it. So
because you're sitting in the sun the whole. Well,
I was wearing sunblock, and I'm whatever, and I'm usually in the sun from the track and stuff. So I guess it just didn't react that way. But we had a fun time. We tailgated. We left the tailgate, or I at least left the tailgate. Drea was smart. She was like, "We're doing the group photo at 2:00."
Smart,
because her and Jonna wanted to get in early, get a good spot behind home plate to shoot photos and stuff. I'm excited to see those. I haven't seen them yet. And I left soon after that to get in. The line, I don't know if you saw a video I put up on Twitter, went from the bullpen gate past the executive entrance, past McFadden's, past that corner. And like, you know how like the stadium, there's a parking lot next to where McFadden's used to be. And it goes in and there's like a employee lot or something all the way into there. And then there's like a stack of porta potties. It was past that. Hundreds and hundreds of people waiting to get in.
For that one gate.
Just that gate. But then I saw videos from the rotunda. It was even worse.
I can't even imagine what the rotunda looked like.
Crazy. I mean, I got in time, thankfully. Grabbed myself a gigantic water from over near the World's Fair Market, whatever that's called, where what was that? Mama's Corona used to be. I wasn't drinking. I was racing Sunday, so whatever. That's why also I think my stash stayed on great because I wasn't like eating or drinking anything all day. Ceremony was great. Mike Piazza was there. He did a little speech. Who else was sitting back there? Gary Cohen was sitting with them.
Was Mookie there?
Mookie was there. Mookie got a great reaction. Mookie got a great reaction.
He always
from the crowd.
does.
But like, I think bigger than anyone.
Yeah.
And then, Keith did his thing. He came in. I heard he was very nervous, actually. I was talking to a couple of people about it, and, it's such a big moment for him. But I feel like on the broadcast, he always has like Ron or Gary to lean on. So to be by himself out there.
I kind of noticed like his hands were a little shaky.
Oh, yeah?
I'm like, poor Keith.
Well, you know what? You have to also think like he was probably pulled in a million. Like, it's good he didn't do the games last week because he was probably pulled in a million directions doing press and interviews and so on and so forth. So to be out there though in front of 40-something thousand people in the blazing heat, and everyone's like hanging on your every word, has to be a crazy feeling.
Everyone's there for you, and I'm like, I feel like every time-
Ghostface Killer was there. Wu-Tang was hanging out with
Oh
Steve
yeah,
Cohen.
I saw that too.
What
Crazy.
Steve Cohen is the man.
He's so cool.
Yeah. He was
I
wearing
love
the
it.
Wu-Tang hat. He's doing the W. Like, Steve Cohen's awesome.
Love him.
Yeah, so it was funny though. I was listening to the speech and like Keith wrote it in such a way where like he knew what parts were gonna like hit. Like he would say something and then like
And
he
then
would step back
pause,
and, like,
yeah.
wait for everyone to like cheer and clap. It was great. And forget it. I was gonna say something, but I'm not gonna say it.
Say it.
It's not even worth it.
Say it.
All right. I do appreciate how all right. How do I want
We're gonna get controversial.
No, it's not controversial. Like,
Okay.
you know how some people are like, I don't like Jose Reyes because of his domestic stuff.
Which is very fair.
And you and I have said time and time again, like no one is okay with that by any means.
Right.
But you can separate the baseball player from the man off the field or whatever. So I'm looking around and like, let's say Keith, remember when like Keith promoted some kind of book that was like controversial on Twitter and then he took it down,
Yes.
something
yes,
political,
yes.
and like people are like, I'll never cheer for Keith again. Like this and that. People that like take their stances on Twitter of one way or the other
Right.
and saying how like I'm canceling this person, I'm done with this person.
Right.
And then when he's out there with 45,000 people cheering, no one's thinking about
Listen.
that.
I'm gonna say.
You know what I mean?
Yes. I think.
I don't care what you care
No,
politically.
no,
We've
no.
talked about this. Like people thought that like the sign on opening day was political. when I
No,
was like,
I
let
wasn't
people
even
work.
gonna say that. I was gonna be like, there are people that have been pretty successfully canceled, and honest to God, I think, Jose Reyes' legacy among Mets fans has been significantly tarnished. And
He's gonna be there
and rightly
Alzheimer's
so,
Day, and
I
people are
know.
like, I don't like that. You
I
know?
know, and honestly, I loved him when he played, but I am also kind of in the camp of like now maybe is not the time to keep promoting him as a human being. But whatever, that's another discussion. But I just feel like if Keith Hernandez was ever going to get canceled, it would have happened already. I feel like you cannot cancel Keith Hernandez. He's kind of just like
I wasn't talking about the hot dog.
surpassed that threshold.
Yeah.
And he just is what he is, and we've all decided that we don't touch him, kind of thing.
Right.
But yeah.
See, like I wasn't sure if this was even the moment to even say that, but like I was really thinking that when I was at the game. I said it to
I know what you
Zappa.
mean.
I said it to. I was like, what? Like it's certain. It's they say his name and everyone's cheering and going crazy,
Right.
and then I'm like, well, like 2 months ago, like
Yeah.
XYZ. That's also why like the internet is like fake, because the internet's not real. Like, you know what I mean? Like people
No,
can
I
say
know.
whatever they want to say on the internet, and like 10 people can amplify something that's negative when
Right.
it like tens upon thousands of people will show up in droves and park their car like illegally
Yeah.
to get into
Illegally.
you should have seen after the game.
I know. I heard.
People were parked on every stitch of space out. They ran out of parking spots at Citi Field, which makes me nervous because not everyone is really comfortable or even wanting to take mass transit anymore. It's
Right.
not only for COVID, I'm saying it's dangerous. People
Yeah.
getting like stabbed and shot, and
Yeah.
the subways are a fucking wreck.
Right.
So I'm going to the city on Thursday. I'm driving. Like
Yeah.
I would never really drive. Like the Penn Station's a fucking dump. Like
Yeah.
I don't want to go to Penn Station.
Yeah.
So Kelly and I are driving, but they ran out of parking spots. So
God
the
help
sides
us.
of every side street, Shea Road, all like the grass areas. Next time you go, you'll
I know
know.
what you're talking
It's
about.
like there's like 2 lanes on each side with grass in the middle.
Yeah.
Cars are parked all along there. Cars are parked on the entrance of the Van Wyck Whitestone Expressway coming off of Shea Road. Cars are parked everywhere. So if you showed up late, you actually saved $25.
Yeah.
But you also missed the ceremony. But
Right.
it was a zoo over there.
That's
which
I was
makes
just
me
gonna
nervous,
say,
like,
like, God
playoffs.
help us for the playoffs
Yeah.
if that's a thing.
Playoffs, which it is going to be a thing. What do you mean if?
No, I'm not jinxing it. As confident as I am still superstitious.
All right. So while we were talking about the giveaways, I failed to mention a whole bunch of fun stuff. God damn it, this noise again. With Coney Island Brewing. The beach beer is back, and we highly recommend you give it a shot. If you happen to be at Citi Field anytime soon, which how could you not be? The Mets are freaking awesome right now. Definitely stop by and pick up some beers. They have their own section, their own portable bar at Citi Field, located in section 114, selling their limited releases along with their Mermaid and Merman, the beach beer. And you can enter into their giveaway for season tickets for next season. Yes, season tickets for free, which is unbelievable. With no purchase necessary. The only thing you have to do is text the word. Where is it? I had it written down here. Text the word Coney Mets to 855-933-4223. And that enters you automatically in the running to win the season tickets for next year. $100 gift card to the brewery, and then a whole bunch of swag. shirts, hats, pint glasses, and I'm sure they can kick in a whole bunch of other stuff for you as well. So check out ConeyIslandBeer.com. You could scroll down to the little button here that says Beer Finder, type in your zip code, and you could find out where to pick up the beers. If you happen to be in the area as well, though, their brewery is in the Coney Island Cyclones Stadium, which is funny. Last weekend, Elvis corrected me because I don't know how to say the name of the home of the Brooklyn Cyclones. It's I'm gonna try.
Go for it.
Maimonides.
What? Where is it?
Right here.
Maimonides.
It's probably like a big sponsor for them. I don't know what that is. I don't know how to say it. It's not a beer sponsor. It's not a sponsor for Coney Island Brewing Company.
No.
But that's where it is. Maimonides. Maimonides. I can't say it.
Someone spell it phonetically for us in the comments.
Spell it out in the comments.
Fact checkers, please.
I can't say it. So people are saying it's close, not close. I can't say it. Neither can Julia. But 1904 Surf Avenue in Brooklyn, New York is where the Coney Island Brewery is. Stop in. They have 12 taps of limited brewery-only exclusive beers throughout the year, a full kitchen, indoor and outdoor. Oh, it's a hospital. It's the hospital that Givner was born in. I don't know where it is, but it's probably okay. Here it is. Here's how you phonetically say it.
Okay.
Thanks to Mary Ellen. Maimonides. Maimonides.
Maimonides. Maimonides?
I don't know.
I can't read that tiny.
Is that correct? Maimonides. It's in Brooklyn. It's a hospital.
Maimonides.
How about the hospital for special surgery always sponsoring the Mets, and then like the Mets led like basically any team ever that needed to like send people there to get checked out throughout the year.
Yes.
I hope they were getting some kind of extra discount.
Honestly, because they were pumping those hospital
Maimonides.
beds.
Yeah.
Maimonides?
Maimonides.
Maimonides.
Okay, I don't know. We're going to show them a couple products here because this Friday at 10 a.m. we have some things coming out. I was waiting a very long time for these bathing suits to come in. It is a one-piece women's bathing suit. I'm going to write in the listing that they are cheeky. Because, I mean, if I didn't know what that meant until I saw the bathing suit. I don't wear this style bathing suit, but they are cheeky is what I'm told. So I'm going to put the measurements up there in the listing. But if you know anything about our line so far, the party time stuff came out last year. It was a men's button up and men's shorts, which you could also swim in. It's up to your discretion. There's no netting in there, but you can swim in them if you want. And now we have the bathing suit coming out. I'm going to step forward here and show the camera for a second. Maimonides. So that is the bathing suit. I don't know if you can hear me.
This is the front.
This is the front, and that's the back.
This is the back.
Deep back with the cheeky butt.
Mhm.
So there's going to be photos on the site so you can see what it looks like.
Not of my cheeks.
Not of Julia on this one, and like the whatchamacallit, like the measurements and all that. So this goes up on Friday at 10 o'clock. And then we also, if you happen to see, I wore a couple polo shirts on the show this season. These I think are going to do really well. The Party Time zip up windbreaker jacket, not Party Time, Party Patrol windbreaker jacket looks exactly like this. And this is the polo shirt version. So this is the front. If you're watching live.
Is the microphone working? I feel like I can't hear myself anymore.
Oh my God.
I feel like I can't
Do you know how to plug this in?
No.
What the fuck? How did you even do that?
I don't know. I think you stepped on it when you came back.
Oh, sorry. Hold on, guys.
Take it off the thing.
No, leave it. Because there's an on-off switch too.
There we go. Back in action.
She's back. All
Darren
right, so,
stepped on the cord.
sorry, this is the front, and then on the back, it looks very similar to the jacket. You know, that wicking material, if you're a golfer, which I'm going to be pretty soon, they're probably great for the golf course. Next up is the New York City flag style. So this is a little bit more basic, nothing crazy on the back, just stripes, blue top, white center, orange bottom.
Cool.
Mets logo on the upper left chest, and then like a really small T7L on the sleeve. So all this stuff, well, these three items are going to go up on Friday at 10 o'clock on the 7line.com. Right after the show, I'm going to shoot the product shots and get it up on the website.
Love it.
And with the sizing and all that stuff. So stay tuned for that. So Keith's number was retired on Saturday.
Yes.
Who's next?
I feel like I don't think they're gonna do David Wright next. I feel like they'll do something else. I feel like
Really?
yeah, I feel like maybe Gary Carter. I feel like if they did, I mean, Keith, I think, had a more substantial Mets career, but Gary Carter was also a captain. Obviously, he's passed away, was very important to 1986 team. I could totally see them doing that. I don't know who else they would do before David other than Gary Carter, but I'm not sure. What do you think?
I think it's going to be David Wright.
Yeah.
I think that the Mets dropped the ball so bad with Gary Carter. As far as an official retirement, I don't think anyone else wears number 8 already, so it kind of already is retired. For a little bit, they had the Kid 8 patch on the wall. I think it was out in the Party City deck.
Also, remember that when he passed away, it was a regime that would only retire numbers that were Hall of Famers, which has since changed. So maybe, who knows?
Yeah, I don't know. So this came out yesterday. Speaking of David Wright, July 23rd. This kind of went under the radar. I know Media Goon put it up on his
that
site.
was how I heard about it this morning. As I saw
you
him.
sent me the link to the press release, but this is also it on Twitter. So Funko Pop. I don't know anything about Funko Pop, but
they're those little like action figures.
Yeah, it's like a weird.
I feel like you have to have one here, and you don't even realize.
I don't have one, but there's a Twitter account called Funko Pop Hunters. I guess people who collect. So David Wright is going to have a Captain America Funko Pop. So it's like a collab with Marvel. The Marvel Mets and David Wright. David Wright put out a little quote yesterday how he's honored and so on and so forth. But this is coming up so soon.
I know.
So for them to, announce this and it's coming up in like 10 days, 11 days is pretty crazy.
I know. That's wild.
So it's not really giving people much of an opportunity
I
to
wonder,
plan for it.
How quickly this came to be.
It may, honestly, from being like in the biz, it may have been like a licensing thing that finally, didn't get approved until now, because it's not like they could produce these things overnight. They're making like 25,000 of them. So I don't know what it looks like yet. If I can get an image from the Mets, I'll certainly share it if they don't do it as well. But the game on July 23rd versus the Padres at 7:10 p.m. Gates open at 5:10. First 25,000 fans in attendance will receive one.
I will not be
so
there.
That's pretty cool. But I'm sure you're gonna want one.
I know. I mean,
really?
I obviously anything David was like, oh, it's cool.
I'm shocked.
What am I gonna do with that?
I don't know. Put it on a shelf somewhere, or let it collect dust. Sell it in 30 years.
No, I have a lot cooler David Wright memorabilia things.
Look at you, fancy.
It's not even that. It's just like I understand the whole Captain America thing, but I'm also not like a huge Marvel person. Not that I dislike it. I just haven't seen the movies, so it's cool. If I was going, I'd be like, oh, look what I got. But I'm not.
You know what's crazy that happened like under the radar this past weekend? On Saturday, I'm almost positive it was this past Saturday. Did you hear about the thing MLB was promoting? It was like a home run derby with like celebrities and like ex-players and all this shit.
No.
Which is crazy because you didn't even hear about it. But I'm almost positive it was last Saturday at like 9 a.m.
It happened already?
Happened already.
Who was in it?
I don't even remember. But I don't know if each team was represented. Some fact checkers could let me know. I'm pretty sure it was this past weekend.
I've literally never even heard of this. This happened already?
I think it happened already. They were like selecting one super fan on each team. And I was like, oh, I'll play, the MVP of
I can't. I'm gonna unplug your mic next.
Of fantasy camp. But I'm pretty sure it happened the other day. It was in London, so it did already happen. Where it was like not a real field. It was weird dimensions. It was like one ex-player, a super fan, and somebody else, and they would like challenge each other in some kind of home run derby.
Okay.
To like,
why?
I don't know. Promote the sport, I guess, but they're not really.
No one knew it happened.
But it's not the real game.
Why were they in London? Is this because there's talks of like doing a game in London next season? Is it to promote
there was
baseball
games
in London? Is
Eventually,
that the thing?
We're going to London. I guarantee.
Is that what it was? They were trying to bring baseball to London?
I don't know.
Was it for the London crowd?
I don't know what the point of it was. People are writing in the comments it was so dumb, but it did already happen.
I need to know who was in it. Fact checkers.
Yeah, let us know who played. Did any ex-Mets play? Because I don't really understand what the point of it was, but
very strange.
All-Star game. So let me ask you this.
Okay.
If Marte and Pete Alonso were going to make it in no matter what with that voting last week, what was the point of all that?
I don't even think necessarily that's how
it was like second
works.
place gets in anyway.
I have it in text messages. Give me 1 second, because I have a friend who works with like the MLB team who like helped come up with this like thing. So it's okay. I know.
So shout out to Drew. While you're looking that up, shout out to Drew checking in on YouTube. He's a massive Funko Pop collector. Let us know, Drew, how much you think something like this would go for if they make 25,000 of them or 2,500? He has over 2,000 Funko Pops. So if you get one and he doesn't, maybe he'll want to get yours.
I'm going to be in Nashville for bachelorette party.
Look at
my sister-in-law.
You're all over the place.
I know. I'm very tired.
Anyway, so I don't know if you looked it up, but either way, they're
really
both
wasn't
in.
much clarity. I think it was just it was definitely for starters. It was who's going to start the game.
But we knew he wasn't going to. We knew Pete Alonso wasn't going to start. He was so far back in the voting anyway.
But anything could happen. I think it was just so at the end of the vote, the push, all of the votes were going to the two most worthy candidates, as opposed to like, I'm going to vote for Eduardo Escobar because he's a Met. And
but I don't think it's completely. I don't think the door is shut on everyone yet because Taijuan Walker has put up a strong case.
Yeah, I don't know how the rest of these picks get made.
I think the managers, or I don't know,
like was McNeil and
Diaz.
Obviously not Diaz, but like McNeil, did he get in based on votes, or he was just how did that happen?
I don't know. We've talked about this.
I don't get it.
That's why I don't really push the whole like vote stuff, because like if you're good, you're probably gonna get in anyway.
Right.
I feel like Nimmo got snubbed. People are also saying that about Taijuan Walker. There's a strong case for Lindor as well. People want to bring up his numbers compared to other shortstops.
Speaking of Lindor, though, another shortstops, did we see who made the All-Star team?
Yes. If the people haven't seen yet, you want to let them know?
Andres Hernandez, who was one of the shortstops we traded for Lindor, is an All-Star this year, which he was great, and I'm very happy for him. And honestly, and I'm not saying that as like a shot at Lindor or anything. Like, I think Lindor has been great this season, but it's just very life is funny.
I have a Andres Jimenez bat in my office from when we went up to
really.
I don't know if he was with Syracuse or Binghamton, but when we went upstate for our outings, they gave me a bat. It's in my office. So if he ends up being like some, future like Hall of Famer, he is an All-Star.
I know.
I'll have a bat
crazy.
with his. It says like New York Mets with his name on it. It's a broken bat, so obviously he used it in a game, and then they gave it to me, which is pretty cool. So is this Travis d'Arnaud's first year?
I think so. Our old friend Travis. I don't think he's ever been an All-Star before. So
I liked him a lot.
I did. I just think he was always hurt, and he just never really hit his stride with the Mets. And I didn't disagree with them. I'm pretty sure he was DFA'd. Like, I didn't disagree with them not bringing him back. I think he was given enough time to be like, if you're going to be what we thought you were going to be, you would have been it by now. But I'm very happy for him. He's a good guy.
Absolutely. So shout out to Travis. We wish you success, just not against us.
Yes.
And that's kind of what I don't know if you heard last night. Lindor said that about Cano. He's like, I hope he gets 100 singles or 100 hits.
Scores.
Doesn't score, and it's whatever. The game doesn't get impacted from him being on base. So these guys respect each other, and like Travis certainly with the fans. I know he's great with a lot of people. MJ and Nancy, he's friendly with them.
Mm-hmm.
During their wedding, they had like a laptop.
He like zoomed in.
People were watching on Zoom, and he was watching. Yeah, Travis is the man. So
awesome.
Shout out to him. And so the All-Star game is coming up soon. I ordered my Diaz jersey immediately.
Great.
I'm not a big fan of the jersey this year, but I'm gonna get it just because it's my streak. I have to keep it going.
I think it's definitely better than last year.
Last year was weird.
Did the person who won the jersey get in touch with you?
Yes.
Did they pick a player?
She picked a player. She got back to me today. I waited until today to email her to be like, until the rosters or whoever was selected. She wants Polar Bear 20 on the back instead of Alonso 20. So I contacted my contact. I was like, can we do this? Because you can go to MLB shop right now and order a jersey with custom name and number.
Yeah.
So I don't see why they would say
why
no.
Wouldn't you?
So
cool.
I mean, especially, for us,
Yeah.
So that's the story. But I was getting people texting me like, how did you order a jersey? I don't see it on the website yet. And I was like, I know a guy, no big deal. But I put my order in on Sunday immediately after the Mets lost. Unfortunately they lost on Sunday in extras. Taijuan Walker was lights out.
I was there.
Oh yeah, you were.
I was.
Big pitchers duel. Mets end up losing in extras on a Tomas Nido error, throwing error.
And that really was upsetting for me because I didn't even get to see the game before when like he won the game and did something great. So I was just like, Tomas. I feel like everybody else is kind of like, okay, well, he won the game yesterday, so let's go easy on. But I was like, come on.
Yeah. So after that, I guess like the Mets waited like an hour to let everyone like, not that you could really cool off from a loss, and then they started announcing like, oh, congrats to Pete, congrats to Diaz, and then McNeil, who's having, like you said, one of probably the best weeks
The
of his life.
best week of his life. He's an all-star and
He's
he's
a
going to be a
dad.
father. That's awesome.
Up till is this his first child?
First child.
I know they had was it Willow?
They have Willow.
Is it weird that we know like the names of
No,
of players'
because they
dogs?
have an Instagram and they promote him, so it's fine. Their dog Willow and then their cat Mac.
And what's the Mets dog's name? Shay?
Shay is the guide dog in training.
Well, how about that?
Yeah.
So the Mets are now down in Atlanta, which doesn't mean that you might not want to use TickPick to pick up some tickets. Julia, why don't you let them know about that?
TickPick. My favorite time of every
Did you
Tuesday
use TickPick this weekend?
I did.
No way.
I did. To get those tickets to that game, we ended up getting, I think, 20 tickets from TickPick, purchased at all different times. And can I tell you, so I thought with such a big group, I should buy early because it's hard to get a lot of seats together. And I did. And I found them for a good price in the 500s. And then a couple other family members waited till later to want to go. And the price had dropped by like $10. Like I had family members who were getting in for like $9.
Wow.
It is so cheap. No taxes or fees. It is so worth it. So TickPick, download the app, go to the website. Whatever you want. Doesn't have to just be Mets tickets. Doesn't have to be sports tickets. They do concert tickets, comedy shows, whatever the case may be. There are no taxes or extra taxes or fees on anything. The price you are seeing is what you are getting. If you open up the seat map, there are options to choose not only by best price or best seat, by best deal, which is the best bang for your buck. That is often how I will get my seats when I'm trying to get nice seats at a game. I will find what is the best deal.
So I'm looking up right now, not to cut you off. So what I have open now is that game, the Saturday, July 23rd game we just talked about with the Funko Pop, like the David Wright game. So if you just heard about that now and you want to go, and you could see here on the map, you could you can select each specific section, and it shows you what rows are available. And then over here, it'll show you the star rating on if it's a good deal, bad deal, whatever. Yes. So obviously 5+ stars is going to be the best deal in the house. You can click that and filter accordingly. So if you want to ball out and spend $100, you can do it. But if you want to, get the cheapest price possible to get in, you can certainly go that route as well. So don't forget to use our special promo code.
Yes. OABT. And what is the thing again? It gets you. Hold on, I have it in front of me. I want to make sure I get it right.
$10 off.
$10 off a purchase of
$99 or more.
I didn't write it down.
Yeah, I did. You just can't read it.
Where does it say $99 or more?
What are you doing? Right here.
Oh, I was looking at the looking at the TickPick paper.
Kyle.
There's a specific paper for TickPick.
Who is the man who is giving us free tickets to give away to the Subway Series soon. I think we talked about it last week. We're going to get on that next week.
Which is crazy.
So the TickPick offer is great, which we put in our group chat the other day about, one of our friends was looking to get to the game. I said, well, don't forget, use our code OABT.
And I was stupid and I forgot to, and I totally would have gotten in on that one because it was 20
Do
tickets.
not. Well, you can't because
maybe if I could remember it, I would have.
You're also not a first-time user.
That's true. You have to be a first-time user.
Head over to tickpick.com, pick up some Mets tickets, and use our code. Don't forget. So I want to give a shout out to our friend Disha. I don't know if you saw, she's moving on.
Yes, I did. I'm so happy for her.
Well, it's moving on and moving up.
Right.
So Disha, who's been with the Daily News for a few years now, which we had her on our show. What was it, last season?
Last season, yes.
Who we talked about, the struggles of maybe following or covering a team during the COVID era and what that may have looked like for the press and the beat and, being in the clubhouse and doing everything through Zoom and so on and so forth. But this is her tweet from yesterday, I think. Was it yesterday? Yep. This is my last week with the Daily News. After the All-Star break, I'll be writing about the Mets and Yankees for Fox Sports while also contributing to their broadcast platforms, which is great. So she's going to get some FaceTime. Be on camera, which I'm guessing that's what she wants because that's, she's taking
which
a
is
job
great. When
doing
we interviewed her, she was amazing.
She's great.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate, but women don't always have the easiest path through this career
for sure.
And she showed that she's great at it. Who cares if she's a woman, man, whatever, and
well earned.
does a great job. So shout out to her. We're very proud of you and
Disha.
happy for you.
Yes.
So your betting record is horrible. Well, actually, it's not horrible.
It's not horrible. I'm just in a rut.
You're in a rut. You started strong.
I know.
I think you were like
3-0
or 2-0, and you haven't won since. But tonight we're gonna bounce back and get you a W. I hope. So
heck yeah.
Stay tuned for later whenever the whatchamacallit, the lineup comes out.
Who's pitching for the Braves? I know it's Peterson for the Mets.
Strider. Peterson versus Strider, which I don't know much about Strider, so we'll have to look up. Either way,
I'll do my research.
You don't care.
Mets win.
You're not going to do any research.
I'm just saying. the only research I will do is if it's I will look to see if the pitcher is right-handed or left-handed and
Okay.
pick the hitters accordingly.
Pick accordingly.
Yeah.
All right. So that's the story for tonight. But I want to let you know, and I think, Julia, we're going to try to make sure you don't have other things going on, but you have to show up to Aruga's on July
What day is
29th.
this?
It's a
Okay.
Friday night.
I'm gonna
So
look at my schedule.
put it in
right
your
now.
schedule right now. Friday night, we're watching the Mets versus Marlins at Aruga's in Patchogue. If you don't know where Patchogue is, get a map, look it up. I was talking about this on our Instagram live a little bit before we went live here. It's in Patchogue, right near the water. If you're not from the area, maybe you want to make a weekend out of it. Started off on that Friday night with us at Aruga's. It's sponsored by Coney Island Brewing Company, and they're doing specials throughout the night. So during the pregame, before the game starts, we're going to get there early. They're going to do half-price drinks, half-price wings, and then once the game starts, it's $6 pints of Coney Island all night. And every time you purchase a Coney Island pint, you're going to get a ticket. And then that ticket's going to be good for
raffle.
pulling. They're going to pull raffle tickets throughout the night to give away free swag, free Mets Coney Island swag throughout the night. So it's going to be fun. We're going to watch the game, and there's a 0% chance that the game gets canceled because it is in Miami and they have a dome. So
let's go.
Unlike that last preview or viewing party we had planned for Sayville, it rained, the game got canceled, and we didn't have it. So definitely make plans now. Make a weekend of it.
I should be able to go.
Julia should be able to go.
Pending dog drama.
Which
is happening right now. So I'm sorry. I need to keep my phone right here.
And we're going to have fun out there. So it's going to be a good time. Do you remember the details for this brain cancer donation? Or do you want me to look something up?
I pulled it up. Hold on.
I did retweet it, but you knew a little bit more about it than I did.
Yes. Well, so he had tagged us in that tweet. Which is how I saw it originally. Here? Yes.
Okay.
Andrew, I'm going to butcher this last name. I think it's Kaczynski. I think that's how you say it. Andrew Kaczynski. His daughter, Francesca, who they nicknamed Beans, passed away at, I believe, 9 months old from a brain tumor. So he started a foundation in her honor, and that foundation is now participating in a fundraiser for, hold on, I will get this exactly.
It's a Lindor ball.
Yes. So there's a fundraiser. It's called the Pan Mass Challenge. It's to raise funds for cancer research and treatment at Dana-Farber Cancer Institute. Team Beans has formed their own team in this fundraiser, and to help raise money on behalf of Team Beans, he is giving away a signed Francisco Lindor baseball to you're eligible to win it. Anybody who donates $12, because Francisco Lindor is number 12 or more, to Team Beans will be in the running to win a signed Francisco Lindor baseball. I believe that was given to him by the Amazing Mets Foundation. The Coens gifted that to him to raffle off, which is great. So if you want a chance to win a signed Francisco Lindor baseball for an absolutely wonderful cause, Darren, I'll have you include the link to donate when you post the show later.
Yeah, I have it up right now. So if you want to look it up too, Pan Mass Challenge, just look that up.
Yes, and the exact link, I think, is just teambeanspmc.com.
Awesome. Yeah, and you could actually scroll down. You could see how many people are donating $12. So it's great that this is spreading. If you want to see the original tweet, though, it is from @KFile. So, we're heartbroken for your loss, and we're happy to help spread the word for you. And hopefully get as many people involved as we can for the foundation.
For sure.
So DeGrom tonight. No, not tonight. DeGrom is pitching another rehab.
What day is it? Tuesday?
Today is Tuesday.
That sucks.
But we do our shows on Tuesday
Such
now.
a long week.
And the Syracuse Mets put out that they are very happy to announce that this game is a sellout. Of course, it would sell out.
Duh.
And thanks to everyone who bought tickets, and thanks to the Mets for entrusting their ace to their care. We'll see you at the game. So if you happen to be going up to the Syracuse area this week on Thursday, the Mets aren't playing on Thursday, I don't think, unless it's a 4-game set in Chicago. I don't think it is. I think the Mets are off. So the thing that was cool the other day, I think it was it Saturday? I don't know what day it was, but his last rehab start,
yes,
you could watch it on the SNY app.
Really?
Yeah, I saw Finley write something about it. Like, who else is watching the DeGrom start?
Oh, I hope they do that again.
Yeah, it would be pretty cool. So shout out to SNY and the app. I've been watching games that way as well. So DeGrom, we're hoping to see him back after the All-Star game. Little birdie told me, I don't know if this is true. I don't know how they figured this out. I guess they're just trying to count the days.
Love a good little birdie.
And have there be no hiccups. But his first start back could be that Tuesday game at Citi Field Subway Series when we're there.
This is pending.
Are you going to that?
What day is it? I'm sorry. My work schedule is bananas.
It is the Tuesday Subway Series game. It's a Tuesday night. I'll pull it up right now.
Tuesday.
I think that is the 26th or something like that. I don't know. I have it on the screen here.
I think that should be fine.
Okay. So
yes, I'm going because I haven't been to a game and I can't even remember the last time I was at a game.
I can't zoom in right here, but it's this one here that says sold out.
Yeah.
So it's the Tuesday game.
I'm blocking service requests for my work schedule right now so people can't request walks because I need to go to a game.
Oh, and you know what? I'm wrong. It is a 4-game set in Chicago. So they are playing on Thursday as well. I'm looking here at the calendar. So anyway, that's sold out. But if you want to join us for a game, the 7-Line Army is now 6-4 this season. Overall, we are 72-59. And if you look at this little map here, I know it's hard to see here when you're looking at it on the screen right now, but if you go to the 7line.com, click on the top that says the 7-Line Army or join, and our schedule will come up. Right now, the tickets to Oakland are still available and just dropped today. I don't know if they're still available, but they were going pretty quick. The Ron Darling Bobblehead Day is at Citi Field on August 13th, which is a month from right now. It's that Saturday game, and it is $82 a pop. Comes with the jersey, and you can get tickets on Mets.com/the 7-Line Army. So did you see the Keith one? So it's a 3-part.
I didn't actually see it. I saw like a picture of like the promo picture, but I didn't see anybody who had it.
I have one inside. I'll show it to you. So it is a 3-piece bobble. I didn't open it to see how it's going to connect, but the 3 pieces will connect. Gary, Keith, and Ron. Keith's first. Ron is next month, and I think Gary's is in September. And on Keith's like desk, he's holding like a SNY microphone. It says new, so I'm assuming it's going to say New York Mets
or New York Mets.
I don't think it would say New York Sports.
I was thinking SNY. Get your New York Sports here.
Yeah, I think it's going to say New York Mets.
Better.
I don't know. I haven't seen it. I'm just a hunch. I think it's going to say New York Mets. So the first one is, past. If you haven't picked it up, I'm sure you can maybe buy one for $1 million on eBay. The second one's going to be Ron Darling, and the third is Gary Cohen. I don't know the date of that one, but go to Mets.com/the 7-Line Army. Julia's laughing for some reason.
Just anytime you say Gary Cohen makes me laugh.
Why?
Because the long.
Plus, there's a huge Mets contingent. There they
I was
are.
going to ask, will you display all of them together?
If
here?
I have one, yeah, I'll put them together here.
Yeah.
Sure. Why not? So that's the story with that. Oh, shit. Oh, my God.
What time is it?
We're almost at an hour. I almost started rambling.
Is there anything else we need to say?
No, we got it all. But if we go over an hour, this can't go on Instagram. So,
yeah, no, we gotta wrap it up.
I think we got to everything. We announced the winners. If you want, I actually didn't say this at all the entire show. If you want, I think I did. Oh, we did. We even pressed the little button, share
We
it to your
pressed
wall.
buttons, yes.
If you made it this long and you're still with us
God bless.
on the internet, we love having you each week. It's a fun time. We're just rambling here. We actually talked more Mets this week.
This was really impressive for us.
Than we have we probably collectively talked more today about the Mets than we did like the entire month of June.
Yeah.
So thank you guys for watching each week. It's a fun time. We're getting confirmation in the chat here that Gary's is September 15th. So if you want the 3-part, you can go to the game on the 15th. It is not an outing day, so I'm not going to be there. But Julia's laughing for some reason.
No reason.
No reason at all. So yeah, share the show to get in the running for the Coney Island Brewing Company stuff. That's how we select a winner each week at random.
Yes.
This week's winners we already got to, but shout out to Lucho and Dan. Thank you so much to Coney Island Brewing Company for your support.
Yes.
Your beers are delicious.
I love you, Tick
And I'm
Pick.
not just saying that. Tick Picks are the best. If you're looking to pick up tickets, definitely go to tickpick.com. Use our promo code OABT for $10 off anything over $99 on your first time purchase.
Got it.
And we will see you guys next Tuesday. Back here, same time, 12:30.
Yeah.
On all of our platforms, and you should tell your friends to watch it as well.
Heck yeah.
Thank you guys, and see you next week. Let's go Mets.
Bye. You can do your little remix now.
Oh yeah,
We got the board back.
All right.
Put it in the box!
Hi Rose, you're the man. See you guys next week.